Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome back to the Angelic Alien. It is Reverend Raven Sowell, and it is my pleasure to be with you on today. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. For those of you who are coming back, welcome back, darling. It is always a beautiful thing to have you in the space. For those of you who are new, please know that my videos, they hold a certain resonance. They hold a certain frequency. And so if the information within does not resonate with you, please do not attempt to force it to fit. Okay. Red flags that you will know that the information is not for you is that you will feel fear, worry, confusion. Okay. Those are your signs that the message is not for you. Okay. So do not allow a video, anyone, to tell you what is your truth and what is not your truth. If you have not been praying to your Most High, to your ancestors, to your spiritual guides about what it is that I am talking about, then also the message may not be for you. All right. So those are my disclaimers. If any of you are interested in working with me, you can check all of my information out below in the description. I am a spiritual coach, a life coach, as well as a parental coach. All right. You can also get readings, spiritual counseling sessions from me as well. All of those are done live. All right, as in they are done through a Microsoft Teams or Google Meeting session. There's nothing that is pre-recorded that I send to you. All right, so check all of that out at my website. I will never message you nor contact you for a reading. You will have to do that yourself. Okay, you'll have to reach out to me if you are wanting a reading. All right, we thank you, Mother, Father, God, for your presence, for your love, and for your light. We thank you, holy angels and holy ancestors, for your presence. I thank you for allowing me to be a clear channel at this time for the collective. I ask that Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Uriel are present for this reading. Thank you so much. Whew. I thank you, oh loving Holy Spirit, Mama Aset, for your presence. I thank you for helping me to bind all negative energy and sending it to the one source creator for divine judgment. Shay. I thank you, Archangel Zadkiel, for your presence, for your love, for your light, your guidance. I thank you for helping me to move through stagnant energy so that it can be transmuted to the highest vibration of all. I thank you. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All righty, love bugs. Let's see. This is a time of moving forward. So there have been a significant amount of thoughts, feelings, situations that you have gone through that have been quite significant, that have caused you to have a lot of upheaval in your emotional body. Right. And that is what you are being called to move away from. Your ancestors are actually in a space of where they are giving you guidance. They are giving you information to help you to get out of the space of being stuck. Right. So helping you to move out of a space of where you've been stuck, where you have been procrastinating, stagnant, especially within your mental realm. And the thing is this, is that the waters that you are moving away from, the rough waters that you are moving away from, the tough emotions that you're moving away from are things that are quite familiar to you. And so therefore, it brings about a sense of uneasiness because this is what is familiar to you. So when you are in a space of where you have been in toxic relationships, toxic situations, and that is all you know, when you begin to get the signs that you need to move out of it, you may feel uncomfortable, and then there begins to be this mental mental warfare that begins to happen that keeps you limited and keeps you stuck in that situation as though you are not able to move, right? Kind of like the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. But right now, what is happening is that you are being guided to move forward with your ancestors. Your ancestors have your back in this, and they're actually helping you to move and travel these rough waters that you are moving through, right? And so even though you may feel quite uneasy about this movement forward, you are not by yourself. But the thing is this, if you decide, or if you have been deciding to remain stuck in that situation, in those waters, that is a decision that you are making on your own. It is a self-made prison, is what I am seeing and what I am hearing here. What I am also seeing and hearing here is that intuitively, you know this. You are aware of this. You are fully capable of seeing it, but there is this sense of fear, this sense of guilt about moving out of the situation that you are in. There's even this sense of confusion that is there, right? Because you don't know which way to go. There's a lot of options, right? There's a lot of options with the Seven of Cups at the back here of the deck, okay? And so with this multitude of options, what you are being asked to look at, you're being asked to look at the option that is offering you a new beginning, that is seems like it is being offered to you by the divine. It is being offered to you by your angels, your ancestors. It is something that is being offered to you from the Holy Spirit. It is connected. It is connected to the intuitive part of you that has been talking to you. That's very, very quiet. It isn't the loud and boisterous option. It is that quiet option that seems like okay, I could do that, but I'm not really quite sure about doing that. That is the option, right? That is the new beginning. That is that part of you. That is the option that is going to actually help you to learn to better listen to your intuition. That is that option that is going to better help you trust your intuition, right? Because this is going to help you to create a new relationship with your emotions as well as your intuitive self, your intuitive knowings. All right. This is an option that is going to help you to learn how to master the physical world, right? So it may seem like it is going to require a lot of work, and that may very well be. There may be the need to go back to school. There may be the need to do something that is going to be laborious, right? It is going to cause you to have to put your mental faculties in action in a very practical way. There will need to be work that is going to be done with it. So it may be that very quiet thing, but it feels like it is going to be something that is going to require you to do a lot of movement, not toward a place of where you are unbalanced with it, where you are a workaholic, but into a place of where you are focusing and taking practical measures to see that thing come forth, right? So the thing is that what you're moving away from is hard. It's hard for you to move away from that because that is all you've known. And so when you think about moving forward and think about all of the steps that you're going to have to do, in that, then that may seem even harder because you may not want to do that because you have been in a place of being comfortable. Okay. You have been in a place of being comfortable for a very, very long time, which is not actually a good thing. And if you sit down and really think about it, anything that you have done that has allowed you to just get being comfortable brings you stagnation. Being comfortable is actually not the place you want to be. You want to be uncomfortable because when you get too comfortable, you get lazy. When you get too comfortable, you end up being in a space of where and you get into a space of where you think that you don't have to move. You don't need to do nothing. You can just stay here, right? Again, this is that stagnant energy. And don't get me wrong. comfort, there's nothing wrong with comfort, but when there is too much comfort, then there is no movement, there is no changing, there is no shifting. And so what you are moving from, you have been comfortable with, even though it has been pretty treacherous, or it has been kind of toxic, right? It You have been in a place of emotional overwhelm in it. Where you're moving from is comfortable because it is normal, it is familiar, all right? And so where you're moving to is a place of self mastery in the physical world. But it is also, in order for you to master things in the physical world, you also have to gain captive your mind, okay, your emotions, so that you are able to move forward in a strategic way. All right. All right. The magician. So we have the magician card here. So what this tells me is that you have access to everything you need in order to create the world that you want to create, with the high priestess at the back here, right? We have the magician with the high priestess now at the back. Okay, so the thing is this. You have, again, a connection to your higher self, a connection to your spirit guides, to your intuition, that you may not have been paying attention to, right? Or you may not be quite comfortable with listening to and actually relying on. Okay, I hear you, spirit. And so the thing is this, that though, this part of you, this high priestess is that part that's going to help you to activate all of those resources, all of those elements that you have within you, that fire, that air, that water, right, that earth. It is going to help you to activate all of that so that your being will be able to then project the world that you know, that you have been shown is possible, right? The things that you have been shown are possible. If you have seen it in your mind, know that it is possible for it to be in the physical world. But the thing here is this, is that there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of sleepless nights that have you wondering about your future and if it is possible, right? But I want you to understand that this Nine of Swords energy is this Nine of Swords energy is what is actually keeping you in a place of self limitation, right? This Nine of Swords energy, whether this be internalized helplessness, right? If this is your internal voice that is talking to you and telling you that it ain't never going to get better than this, understand that that is not truly you. That is echoes of the what I'm hearing, that is echoes of the collective conscious of the family line that you are a part of. So some of you may have had people who have told you that you ain't never gonna be nothing, or they told you that you really ain't nothing special, or they done told you they have attempted to make you feel smaller, or you have come from a lineage of people who have limited their gifts, right? So if it wasn't told to you directly that you were never going to be anything, it is a echo that you are hearing of the generational nonsense that is like a beacon. It's a beacon just allowing you to stay in this place of limitation, in this place of wonder if there is ever anything going to actually show up. I've been listening to these YouTube videos. I've been listening to these tarot readers telling me that I'm great, I'm a chosen one, that I have this power within me. But when is it going to show up? It's going to show up when you decide to get out of a space of being comfortable. It is going to show up when you stop limiting yourself and believing that what you have have known is only thing that you're worthy of. It will show up when you are no longer in a space of limiting yourself and believing the lies that you're hearing in your mind. It will show up when you actually begin to take the steps to move forward, even when it feels hard, when there feels like there's too many steps to do. It will show up then. It's not going to show up before. You are the magician. You do have the high priestess within you. You do have this power. But if you never act, if you never move, then you are just going to be sitting there thinking that, oh, this is all a lie. Am I crazy? Is this a mental illness I have? No, it isn't. What it is a lack of moving forward. Okay? So I don't know who I'm talking to here, but listen, the people want you to understand that this is not just a fantasy. This isn't just like a vision that you're seeing because, oh, you just live in the Lulu land. This is a vision that you are seeing because it is possible. Okay? You are not delusional. Because this is what this energy tells me here, is that you feel as though you are delusional. Well, you're not delusional, because the magician card and the high priestess card came out before that. And so that lets me know that you have within you, in your subconscious mind, everything that you need in order for you to actually create this thing, right? But you have to be able to identify what you need to select in order for you to start your new beginning. You have to trust your intuition, right? But you can't trust your intuition if you are in a space of where the mental energy is all chaotic and you're picking up on everything, and you're thinking that their negative thoughts about you is actually the truth, or you're thinking that the echoes of the negativity that is within your family unconscious self is the truth of who you are. That is not how this is. You have to understand. You have to understand that there are levels to what is going on here, and you have to be able to see that, right? That is the difference between you being Delulu and you actually being a chosen one, you actually being someone who is walking in your purpose. You have to be able to differentiate, right? Because let me put it like this. So, let me clean the energy. So, growing up for me, I have always been someone who has been incredibly prophetic. I've been able to see things for a very long time. And so I was, though, born within a family that had a lot of secrets. I was born in a family that had a lot of stuff that they were not ready to change. A lot of generational curses that just kept on getting turned over generation from generation from generation for generation. It was taught helplessness. It was taught behavior of remaining in stagnation, remaining in this negative energy. And so when I was born and I started seeing what was going on, and I was talking and telling what I was seeing, I was told, no, what you're saying is wrong. You're crazy. Something's wrong with you. Something's going on with her. She always saying too much. She say anything, that, right? That was a part of the psych op. Right? That was a part of the op of trying to discredit this within me, right? But understanding that now, I understand that had I believed that internal stuff that was being planted in me as being the truth, then I would have not actually seen the manifestations of the things that I was talking about, right? So how that is that if I give you a word and then that word actually manifests and it is shown to you, that is proof positive that I am not crazy. Okay. I come from a family where my mother used to say, don't believe it until you see it. right? And the thing is this, is that they never believed it even after they seen it. You understand? But their belief of that is, oh, well, even though I see it, I still won't believe it, does not mean that what I was saying was wrong. Does not mean that I was delulu. What that meant was is that they chose to remain in their state of being uncomfortable. They chose to remain in a state of mental prison and mental warfare. You understand what I'm saying here, right? So for those of you who are in a space of where you have been seeing a lot of things, you have been speaking things, and it has come to pass, and then you go and tell people, you share with people, and then they attempt to make you feel like you don't know what you are talking about. Understand, those are the people that you are needing to move the hell away from. Right? They have taught you everything that you need to learn about that energy. You understand what I'm saying? And your ancestors, your intuition is actually helping you to get out of that self-made prison. And if you choose to remain a prisoner there, you will continue to choose to share in that shared delusion with them. You understand? And the thing of, okay, the stuff that I'm seeing on this YouTube, somebody talking about me. So the stuff that I'm seeing on these tarot readings, they ain't true. It is me. I am crazy. You are choosing to take that upon you to help you to fortify your prison. You understand? This is psychological, mental, and spiritual warfare. Okay? I am talking to somebody. I am not attempting to preach to anybody, but whoever it is that I'm talking to, it is time for you to move away from this. You have the support of your ancestry to get you out of this. So even if the people who are still on this earth don't support you and they still think that you are crazy, you got your people with you, the people in the spiritual realm, those high righteous ancestors who are helping you. They have your back, but you have to listen to them. You have to listen to your intuition. You have to honor your gifts that are here. You are asked to put practical things in place so that you are able to move forward and see the manifestations of those dreams that you have been having. Okay? Anything else? Whew. Whew. Okay. Hold on one second. More about the Seven of Cups? Yeah. Okay. Yes. The Seven of Cups. So one way they want for you that will be helpful for you to hear that quiet choice of what you're supposed to be moving towards, right? Of that option is through meditation and getting good rest, right? You have a hard time hearing your intuition when you are in anxiety, when you are not sleeping well, and when you have not meditated and connected with your star player. Okay. Yeah. There is also, I can't make this up, the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles came up with it. You are going to have to put practical things in place. You're going to have to work to build a physical foundation for this thing to manifest in. This is a part of you using the earth element of the Magician card. So there is a planning and a preparation that is going to be needed. There is work that will need to be done once you are able to identify what you are being shown, what your option is. Okay. There will be work that needs to be done. There will, again, you may be going to school. You may be having to learn something else. You may have to put some applications together. You might have to apply for certain things. You might have to become licensed in certain things. You might have to do a lot of footwork in order to really give this thing a good foundation. right? So some of you may be applying for business licenses. Some of you may be applying for specific licenses to do certain businesses that require certain things. There are regulations that are going to be needed to be adhered to. So you're going to have to learn regulations. You're going to have to learn things. So it may feel like there's a lot of work, but baby, baby, this is where it is. This is where it is. So look at it how it applies for you. Ooh, this Queen of Pentacles here. Look at here. Look at here. Okay. All right. This very well may be, no, not maybe, this will be something that you are overcoming for your maternal bloodline. This is a manifestation of a new line of inheritance, of where you are building generational inheritance for this particular side. This is a recouping, a recovery of the physical element. There was a violation in the physical elements, right? There was a violation within the physical elements for the maternal bloodline for you. Right. And what that looked like was a carelessness. There was a carelessness with what was produced. So not just the physical money that was produced. There wasn't just a carelessness in the physical money that was obtained by your maternal bloodline. There was also a carelessness with the creations of this bloodline. So the children, right? There was an abuse of the children. There was an abuse of the resources that this bloodline was creating. They were not treated in a way that would actually that was actually maternal or nurturing or loving, right? There was very little care given to what was created. So you would get a job, or someone would get a job that they worked really hard for, that they said that they wanted, they prayed about, they really wanted it. But then once they got it, they basically shit it off. They shit on it, right? They didn't honor it. Right? Not so much honor the job as like, oh yeah, this is my God, but honor the blessing that was given. Or they had children, they prayed for children, or they wanted children, or even if they didn't want children, they did not honor the children that they had. Right? So what is happening here is a turning around of this energy. There is a turning around. There is a new beginning that is being called for this particular that particular line, right? The maternal line is being healed in their earth element. Okay, so that it is no longer going to be in a space of where they're either holding on too tight, or they're frivolous with what is going on with their resources or with what they have created, their creations. Okay, it'll make sense for those of you that it's supposed to make sense for. Right? So as you are putting care into forming this foundation for whatever it is that you are manifesting, as you are putting care and attention and you're growing it, you are actually going to give it, you're going to love it, you're going to nurture it, it may be difficult to do. Like being a parent is difficult to do. Anybody who tells you that being a parent is easy, are they really a parent? Right? My question. So if anyone tells you that being a parent is easy, okay, great for them. But this is an understanding that anything worth having is not always going to be super easy. So as you are putting your energy into developing this foundation for whatever this choice is here, that is going to be a physical thing that you are going to be creating, you're going to be loving and nurturing towards it. You are going to be, when you learn something about it, it's okay, this is kind of difficult for me to learn, but I'm excited because, oh my goodness, I'm getting to learn such and such and such and such. Right? So it's difficult to be a parent, but oh my goodness, I enjoy being able to teach them something to help them to see such and such and such and such. Right? So this is a nurturing of that physical manifestation of that creation. This is a nurturing of that. All right, that is going to allow you to be more exciting, and allow for that thing in which you have created to also grow in love, but also be able to then um, multiply, right? Multiply for you, whether that be your children, whether it be children, right? Or it actually be a business or something that you're creating. Something is going to multiply because you have begun to step into it with a more loving and a more nurturing understanding. Something that is not going to be formed in guilt, right? Something that is not going to the creation, you're not going to be draining the creation, right? Have you seen where parents have children in the attempts to live out their life through their children, right? The things that they didn't do, they attempt to live out their life through their child. That is you taking your creation and then draining from that creation, right? You This is a way of vampirism, where you are draining from that child instead of pouring everything that you have into them, so then they can do with it what they can do, what they want to do, so they can build their own thing, so that then they can multiply. Okay. This is not what is going on anymore, right? This is not what's going to be going on. If this was something that was going on within your maternal bloodline, this is what is being moved away from. This is what you are healing. Okay. All right. This goes over here. All right. This goes over here. The Two of Swords. All right. Anything more over here? Okay. All right. So let's close it up with closing messages. What closing message do they need to hear, Spirit? Put a little bit of more kapow. Ooh. Also, limit what you are sharing with these people that you have moved away from, right? Start that garden, sis. So start that thing. Start that thing. Okay? Limit though information that you're giving out to people. Not just those people, but what I'm hearing, not just those people, but anybody. Limit what you're telling people. Okay. What's the closing message, please, Spirit? We thank you so much. We thank you, ancestors. Righteous ancestors, we thank you. What's the closing message? Hear the message without becoming emotionally manipulated. Youthful, intuitive gifts. Youthful, intuitive gifts. Let me say that again. All right. Your way doesn't make you better. They help you on your path. So this is the thing. You can be teaching somebody else something, but your way is just one way, not the way. Your way helps you. Their way may help them. You may actually help them with letting them know some information about how you got there. You won't know how you got there if you don't take the time to actually put the stuff together, like I said before, right? You cannot tell someone how to walk their path based on your path. You can give them some advice if they ask for it, but that doesn't make it that's called equifinality. That's it's an actual thing. It's called equifinality. There is more than one way to get to a goal. Okay? And so your way don't make you better. So it just helps you on your path. Your way has been the way that has helped you to walk, right? So, but that don't mean that your way is going to be the only way to get to that goal. That doesn't mean that the way that your mama did something is the way that you have to do something. That don't mean that the way that your grandpa, your grandma did something that you have to do that too. What you can do will be to take a little bit of what they did, gather some more information from somewhere else and put it together until you get to your end goal. Okay. Hear what messages are being given to you without being so emotionally attached to what is being said. So the information that you are receiving from this situation that you are moving away from, start to observe it without becoming emotionally manipulated by what is being said, because that is information that is going to actually help you to know the energy that you are sitting amongst. You seeing what is going on is going to help you to become aware of what you are sitting amongst. This youthful intuitive gift tells me that you are someone who either have not been embracing your intuition, you have not been listening to yourself, and you are being asked to start doing so, to start following yourself. This is confirming what I have said, okay? Karma collected through relationships. Understand that when you decide to remain connected to these relationships, you decide to attach yourself karmatically to these people. So their karma becomes your karma. Their debt becomes your debt. If you have been doing your work, but you are still attached to people who are karmic and who ain't doing shit except draining you dry, do what you want to do, right? But use your discernment. All right. Okay. Those. Oof. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. Focus on yourself. Basset. Basset is the energy, the cat energy. So you might have an affinity for cats, or you may have been introduced to Bass. If you have not been introduced to Bass before or Basset before, understand that Basset may actually be working with you. She is the energy that works with children as well as mothers. Again, I talked about the maternal line being healed, and I talked very heavily about children. She is the protector of children as well as mothers and households. She is she would be the lower vibration, not lower vibration. No, she would be she would be another aspect of the energy of Sekhmet. Okay, where Sekhmet is a powerful energy of wounded healer, warrior energy. Basset is a little less intense. Okay, a little less intense. So the energy of Basset is here working with you. You are being asked to thank your angels. You are also working with angels. Again, you have your people with you. You have your righteous ancestors. You have your angels. And some of you also have lower entities that work with you, right? 6 out of 9. 6 out of 9. Hold on one second. Okay. So the next card I have here is 6 out of 9. So we're going to get more information out of that. Out of 6 out of 9. 6 out of 9. Peace of mind. Peace of mind. So peace of mind, this is not actually talking about like peace, like peacefulness. This is talking about peace of mind. So Basset is actually helping you to get your mind together, right? To help you to get that mental realm together, that air together, right? To help you with this connection of this internalized helplessness that is going on. Okay. Have been people who have taken your kindness for weakness, right? And you actually are aware of this. You are knowledgeable or you have a feeling that people are taking your kindness for weakness. So don't sleep on that. People will People will see you coming, I hear, right? Because you may be a very loving and helpful person, right? You're a very kind person, right? But they see people who are vampires, they see that. They see it, right? Okay. The day will come when you remember being a different person and send them love, knowing that ish does get better. Don't give up. Okay. Let's get more. So I'm getting here 6 out of 9. So it's like a cat. Like a cat has 9 lives, and this is your sixth life. So you are not new to Earth. You are not new to this, right? And so there have been a lot of karmatic relationships that you have gone through that are actually that you are attempting to clear up in this lifetime. So you may very well be resolving some of the damage or the karmatic debt that you have obtained from your sixth life cycle. Okay. Also, I'm hearing that this could have also been an indicator where you had a lot of doubt planted into you when you were 6 or 9 years old, right? Like when you were around 6 years old or 9 years old, you had some significant mental stuff that was done to you that has contributed to your inability to recognize your truth, right? Recognize who you are. I have 9 lives here. 9 lives. Again, this is very, very, very much resonance of you are not new to this. You are resolving significant issues. You are quite possibly on your ninth life cycle. And that is an ending of where you may be on a cycle of where you have resolved a significant amount of your soul work. And this could even be one of your last lives. Okay. So I have the energy of Apollo here that talks to me about enlightenment, that talks to me about being able to move through the darkness and illuminate a lot of what is not seen. Okay, so this is significant for someone. All right, is this it? Yes. Okay. So this is your message. I hope that it was a help to you. Please know that you are loved and supported by the One Source Creator. If this message did resonate with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I am closing off this channel right now. Thanking you so much, One Source Creator, for allowing me to be a clear channel. I am sending back all of your energy to you, One Source Creator. Thanking you. Thanking you so much. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I am calling back all of my energy to me, whole, healed, and transmuted. I am sending all of the energy that belongs to the viewer back to them, whole, healed, and transmuted. Be blessed, beautiful ones.